Alex, what were you and your teammates' reaction to Ryan Tepera's comments last night?
Whatever works, like, it's all good. We're focused on winning games. That's it.
We'll go to Danielle on your right as well.
How does this postponement affect you guys? Like, would you rather have been able to get it over with today, or is this disruptive at all?
No, whatever. Whenever we need to play, we got to play, and sometimes there's some weather. Just look forward to getting a good night's sleep and playing well tomorrow.
Left center towards the back.
Hey, Alex, you've been through all this before, but obviously it's been, a couple years since spring training of 2020. What's it like to have all this start all again in the playoffs? I mean, there was stuff like this in 2019 at Yankee Stadium in the ALCS, and also to watch Dusty go out of his way to stand up for you guys and the team in the clubhouse again.
Honestly, I haven't been really looking at my phone that much, to be honest with you. Just been focused on playing baseball and what happens between the lines and competing. And we didn't do enough to win yesterday. Today's a new day. Turn the page, flush it, move forward. But to be honest with you, like, just been focused on baseball. That's it. And people can say whatever they want. It's all good.
To your right, front row, Bruce.
Has all of this over the years made you guys stronger mentally and better? I mean, you continue to return here to successful playoff situations, and mentality must have to be really strong to be able to get through all this, scrutiny and to play really good baseball.
I mean, the mentality for us is execution. Baseball, not anything that's said or written or anything like that. We're focused on playing baseball, the game that we've played since we were 5 years old, and like all of this stuff that is written about and said or whatever, it's whatever. We're playing baseball. That's what it is.
Staying on your right, Chandler.
Alex, specifically last night, what did you see maybe different in the at-bats after the fourth inning when that bullpen came in and really did shut you guys down like we haven't seen this whole series?
Oh, they got really good pitchers. They executed pitches and held us to 6 runs yesterday. So we gave up a few, more than we scored, and we lost. And you move on, you turn the page, and you get ready for the next day. You got to have a short memory in the playoffs. You got to compete, and you got to be able to turn the page and focus on the task at hand.
Any more questions for Alex? All right, thank you for your time.
Wow.
Dusty, post-game last night, Chicago reliever Ryan Tepera hinted or teased that the Astros are cheating again, specifically at Minute Maid Park. How do you respond to that?
Well, those some heavy accusations, I mean, we're about the same runs, OPS, and everything as we are, well, actually better on the road than we are at home. And then I think they're actually better at home than they are, on the road. And so I don't have much, response to that other than I was listening to Eric Clapton this morning, and he had a song, before you accuse me, you need to take a look at yourself. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say.
Go to your right, Chandler.
Dusty, does the postponement alter your pitching plans?
Possibly. We're talking about it now, and we'll let you know in the morning.
Colors and options start tomorrow?
We're talking about it.
And staying on your right with Brian.
Over here, Dusty. How does a
Where?
Over
Okay, hey, man,
Hey, just
Change
how does the
sides.
rain out? What's that?
change sides.
Okay.
Okay.
How does the rain out? Do you think it benefits you guys in any way after a long game, maybe bullpen wise, to reset a little bit?
Not really. If anything, I really appreciate, the swiftness that the league office, made this decision. And so that gives us, time to do whatever you got to do. It gives both sides another chance at resting their bullpen. But, we'll see the effects of it tomorrow. I just didn't relish the fact of, from being so long in Chicago that, you can have extremely long rain delays and hours of sitting around, here waiting to play. So I think this was a good decision by the league.
Again, on your right, Bruce in the front.
Dusty, is managing now more difficult because of social media than it was in 1993 when you started out in the major leagues, and the scrutiny of a manager having to stand up and take a pitcher out with a 2-0 count.
Yeah.
It's been done before, and it's been done up and down. You don't throw the ball, but
No.
I wonder what your thoughts are on that.
I mean, my thoughts are, I imagine the scrutiny's out there. I don't participate in social media, because there are a lot of people out there that think they could do my job, I'm sure. Taking the pitcher out of the 2-0 count, I mean, I saw Frank Robinson do it back in 1984, and the way things were going, a walk, a home run, 2 back-to-back hits, hard hit balls. So, I do what I got to do to try to, put my team in a position to win, and so if I left him in there and he walked him, and then the next guy hits a slam, or I got to go get him, then you left him in there too long. So unless things work out, you either took him out too early or you took him out, too soon.
On your right, Scott.
Dusty, you've managed here obviously in Chicago for the Cubs. What did you think about the White Sox crowd? Obviously, they hadn't had a game like this in a while. Just what did you think of the atmosphere?
That was pretty cool, actually. I mean, it was different than the Wrigley Field vibe and atmosphere, but it was that's the most people I've ever seen, at this park, and if I wasn't playing a game, I would have enjoyed myself, being here at this park. I don't know if I have an all-black outfit or not, but I'd have probably gotten one.
And then just one quick one on
Yes.
Tucker. You moved him up, and Carlos yesterday. Is that something you could see moving forward? And just what were your thoughts on how that really did work out? Obviously, it's a
Yeah.
positive.
Well, that's kind of been lost in the mix. I mean, that's something that I had been thinking about. It's something that comes to you sometime in the middle of the night, and probably be a little bit different, versus a lefty and a righty. Much like the Cubs used to do when I was here. Not when I was here, but playing against them when Sammy Sosa would bat third, and then Mark Grace, and then sometime Mark Grace would bat third, and sometimes Sammy bat fourth. So this is something that you try to do to maximize the personnel that you have, and to try to, neutralize the left-right matchups that you have to do now with the 3-batter minimum.
Down front on your left, Mark.
Dusty, I know you said you're not getting into all the stuff, what Tepera said about the accusations and all, but you've been very protective of your team and of this organization since you got here. How badly do you feel for the players who've had to live through this, and now they have to deal with it again in some respects, and for the organization as well to have this dredged up?
They'll probably have to deal with it, forever, really, because people don't forget. They pass along information. Seemingly from one generation to the next, and so this is just something that I feel badly, but this is something that we have to deal with, and you got to rise. You got to rise above it all, and most of these guys weren't even here when this happened, so this doesn't even apply to most of them, or it might not even apply to some of them that are here.
Left center towards the aisle in the back.
Dusty, obviously motivation's not an issue in the postseason, but when looking for an edge, Machete's already tweeted about calling this extra motivation. Knowing these guys in this clubhouse how you do, how do you think something like this, a personal jab, will impact them and how they'll use it?
Well, I haven't heard anybody even talk about it, to tell you the truth. He can say what he wants to say. I never even, heard his name before. We played the White Sox. Nah, man. I'm not bothered at all by it, really, because most of my life they've been talking stuff on me anyway. You know what I mean? So let them talk.
Far left in the back, Steve.
All the way in the back, Dusty. Hi. But these comments from Tepera and the Sox, are they the first of their kind that you have heard since you've been in this Astros job? Are you aware of a perception that the Astros are particularly good at relaying signs now, still?
I don't know. Maybe you don't know me too good. I don't care nothing about perception. You know what I mean? I care about results, the happiness of my team, and winning baseball games. And there's nothing you can do about perception, because perception is whatever you perceive it to be. And so everybody doesn't have the same perception of every situation or everybody's attitude. So it's kind of wasting my time to even talk about it further. I'd appreciate if nobody else would even ask me, because I really don't care, if you haven't noticed.
Go to Soley on your left towards the middle.
Hey, up here.
Hey, Sully.
Is it safe to say that your players, at least the ones that were here from back then,
Pardon?
The players that were on your team back, you weren't here obviously, but the players that were here from back then that are always being booed and harassed, do they kind of thrive on that, or are they used to it? Or
Not really. I don't know if you ever get used to it, but I don't know if they thrive on it either. Like I said, we don't talk about it, we don't discuss it, because it's a waste of time and a waste of energy. There's too much good stuff in life to have to live your life in the past forever and ever and ever. And how long must you pay, for a crime, And I don't know. I mean, what more can I say other than, these guys are. Like I said, I don't think anybody thrives on it. I mean, everybody thrives on love. They don't thrive on hate or thrive on whatever people are saying. So part of my job here is, and part of the job of the city of Houston is to at least get love when you're at home. You know what I mean? I mean, I've been booed at home a number of times, particularly once when I was in LA when I first got there. I was booed every day. And then I was booed in Chicago the last couple of years. And that's what hurts, when you're booed at home. When you're booed on the road, you don't like it, but it don't hurt. So it's a totally different feeling.